Welcome to the Dime Back Retrocast, episode 4, I think. I'm Tyler. We are joined tonight by Russ Steinberg.
Hey, I got the potato chips in my mouth.
Cool. And Kevin Meacham.
What's up?
And Peter Bard.
Hi, I do not have any potato chips.
And Megan Bard.
Hello.
And we're going to be watching UConn vs. Pitt in the 2004 Big East Tournament Championship game in 3, 2, 1.
Now against Connecticut. This is the third meeting this season. They split.
You know it's good when you start with the VHS counter on the top of the screen?
Yeah.
I would have guessed UConn would average more than... I would have guessed they would score more than 68 a game.
In the two games against that.
Oh, that makes far more sense.
They won 68-65 on Big Monday, which is an underrated game that I watched recently, and they lost 75-68 at Pitt.
Can we talk about the tune going in the background there? Like,
when you look at the front line,
you got a little jazz.
Russ and I were wondering why this video
fake jazz
is longer than the other games we've done, and I think maybe because it's front-loaded with Digger Phelps.
Remember Digger Phelps?
He's going to say Okafor
Rest in
300
peace.
times in this.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
He's still alive.
Dead, is he?
I took a
I
guess.
haven't heard from him in like 6 years. But
I don't. Somebody look it up. We're on the internet.
He's alive.
Yep, still
I don't
alive.
know.
Yeah, he
Has not been on TV. Has not been on TV since 2014.
What up, Ben? Ooh, ESPN HD.
What do we think of those warm-ups?
I like that.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I dig it.
I might be in the minority,
It's a
but
lot
I've
of
always
red.
liked the red. Not in like it needs to be used judiciously.
Yeah, and as like, you know, an accent color. That's kind of like on the border for me, but like a little bit of red, I'm down with it.
I like red.
I considered
You do.
doing that 2002 game, but that's 2 overtimes, so
Thank you, Russ.
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll only do 2 overtimes if there is a person in that game on the podcast with us.
I did not play in that game.
Well, then there you go.
Boy,
Like if
You were out
Danielle
with
wants to
injury.
come on and do like a 2 that there's like I think there's a 2 overtime game against maybe Duke. If Yale wants to come on and do that one with us, we can do that one.
Yell won't even subscribe to The Athletic, so I don't know if he's going to spend an hour of time with us.
Maybe he is really bored. What is anyone doing right now?
This.
He's probably recruiting kids via.
He should be.
Welcome to one of the highlights of Championship Week presented by 7-Up, a Saturday
Man.
night
God, I miss championship week.
Oh God.
on the line. It's the number 1 seed.
I just talked to somebody too who's like, I miss March Madness, and I was like, I know.
know.
And it is electric right
I'm
now
so sad.
inside Madison Square Garden. Hi, everybody. Dan Schulman.
So this was the second Big East title game that I had ever been to. The first one being the year before when they lost to Pitt. And this was one of the best nights of my life when I was 14.
I really, really hope we get the Elmore Index at some point in this game. Did it exist in
Well, this- I
I think
2004?
this was pre-Elmore Index.
Yeah,
This
that's a
was
recent
before
thing.
the advanced stats era.
He's using stats from the 1950s. I feel like it should exist.
I totally forgot about the Elmore Index.
Ooh. I haven't watched an Okafor game in a while. I'm really looking forward to this.
Len Elmore lives like 5 blocks from me.
Cool.
Cool.
You should go to his house and tell him that his index sucks.
I disagree.
6 feet
Yeah,
away.
I will.
Yeah, obviously observe social distancing.
Just gonna try and focus on the fact that this time next year, minus a little bit, we will be getting to watch UConn play in the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden. So let's
We
just,
hope.
Maybe.
Russ, I swear to God, I will reach through the screen and murder you. We were playing basketball in March of next year.
That'll be the conference opener.
Can't. I can't spend
Honestly,
next year
if
inside.
that's the conference opener, fine.
Look at that
Big East
bug.
tournament in June.
Nate Robinson
Fine.
scored 17 points. Doris.
Doris.
Oh my
Doris.
goodness.
That's a look.
Young Doris.
Glasses-less Doris
Got
is
the
really
glasses.
throwing me off.
What a fucking world that
Carl
has
Krauser.
Len Elmore on the call and Doris Burke on the sidelines.
That's honestly,
Yeah.
that's offensive.
Carl Krauser fucking sucks.
Yeah, one of
I hate him.
probably in my top 5 most loathed UConn opponents.
He was a bad person.
No one else can see
Turn
it,
on your
but,
circle surround, baby.
Several of us were doing the X thing, so if you were
Yep.
doing the X thing in your car or wherever you are,
Nerd.
People should be
we're all
watching
together.
this YouTube
We're all
video in their
Frosties
car while they
together.
drive.
Yes, I agree.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is not an actual podcast.
Ugh. Troutman. This is just an all-time hateable Pitt team.
Yeah.
It really was.
UConn lost a handful of games down the stretch, right? That's why they're number 9 right now.
Yep. They lost, I
Who'd they
think,
lose to?
They lost
Notre
to
Dame.
Cuse on last day of the season.
Oh, Cuse. I
Yeah,
thought
they
you
lost
said
to Notre
Houston
Dame
and you were
Pitt
making a joke.
back-to-back.
No. No,
Nice shot,
UConn would
idiot.
never play Houston.
Boone.
Ooh.
God, we need someone with a name like that to bring that
Yeah.
chant back.
We had Lou for a while with Katie Lou.
Oh God,
Shot.
I miss Rashad
Screaming.
Anderson. I miss having a player like.
Speaking of things that we
Rashad
wish we had again,
Yeah.
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 You could kind of do it with Book Night, but
it's not Book, it's
I know,
Book.
It's
Book.
Book.
I know, but I'm saying you'd have to do it that way.
Yes, if you mispronounced his name, you could do it that way.
Or
You couldn't yell "buh" that sounds weird. That's what I'm saying. You'd have to alter it. Yeah.
Willie.
Really?
Yeah, none of it really works.
Remember when that was ESPN's logo?
Yeah.
Such a
Man, if
classic
we'd gotten
logo.
Bruner,
Oh, missed opportunity.
Keep going, Ben.
Oh.
God,
Chevy
get outta here.
Troutman sucks.
This really might be my favorite
Nope.
UConn team ever.
I mean, it's the one I was on campus when
Yeah,
they won. So.
Me too. But also, it's
I was
like
very out of college, so I didn't get to see as many of these games because I was in Boston and they were not necessarily always on television.
it just combines so many things about UConn I love, though. Like, you had the Gordon / outside shooting. You had just the unfuckwithable interior defense.
But that was new. Like, he was the guy who started that.
That's what I'm saying. But I think it has everything. This is like probably my favorite collection of players. Look how shook
What a good
Pitt
pass
is
by
early in
Chevy
this team.
Troutman.
They're shook.
This is one of the things Pittsburgh has to do, get everybody back on this fast break situation. And Chevy Troutman working his hands, knocks the ball loose, rewarded on the
I really
I
don't
was
remember much.
16 and-
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really don't remember much about the specifics of this game, but
He
I
just
have a
kicked that out
feeling
of
it's going
bounds.
to
What an
be.
idiot.
It's going to be this ugly throughout, right?
No. Well, a lot of it is. This game follows like the exact same pattern that the Duke game has, where UConn's up by double digits early. Then Pitt goes ahead. They're up by like 7 at the half. They lead most of the second half, and then UConn comes back and wins.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
seriously.
It's a good
Or
thing I
loses.
wasn't listening to any of that.
they get here? I think a lot of people expected they would get here, despite the presence of.
What were you saying about 16-year-old
Russ, you look like you
I
haven't
don't see
shaved in
that, Apple.
25 years.
I have. It's been several weeks.
For most of the night, and then Villanova by 17. And remember, Okafor did not play in either one of those games.
Villanova
Peter,
and
are you
Boone.
are you
Villanova
playing
and
in
Boone.
this?
No, I wasn't in the band in 04. I was there in 05.
They beat Virginia Tech by 13.
That 29 combined rebounds.
Close game with Boston
That would be nice.
That 9 points
Was Alex there?
reflects how
No.
competitive that game was. And
This would have been Matt Schwab, I think,
by their defense to push out to
on the
a
drums.
significant lead.
That lettering is huge
It's
on the Pitt
gigantic.
jersey on the back.
Enough for them to win
Yeah.
that basketball
It's
game.
very strange looking.
Pittsburgh, the defending
I really do like the Connecticut styling. I do. I like the font
I do
a
too.
lot on these uniforms.
Connecticut has won 5 of Big East championships. Gordon.
These are
That'll
good.
work.
These are a good away unis. I really do like the navy. I wish we did more of this like navy with white like accents, because I feel like when we do navy now, it's like almost all navy or black or whatever or gray. There's too much gray. Sick of gray.
They've also got to watch the long shots and the resulting long rebounds.
Now Jerron Brown, the
I do like how
the lefty.
all of these retrocasts end up having like long discussions about uniforms.
Yep.
I mean, we have an hour and 40 minutes, so
God damn it, I love Ben
Oh.
Gordon.
yeah. God
Yeah.
damn.
Remember Ben Gordon?
He was an excellent shooter.
Yeah.
He was like the best, like
Duly
pure two, like shooting off guard guy.
You know what game I was considering, but I only remember the end of it, so I don't remember if it was that good. But that Big East tournament game from Gordon's freshman year, when he hit that game winner against Villanova.
Yeah.
3 rebounds and a block already for Okafor.
I would love to watch an 0-2 game.
I remember nothing else about that game. Yeah.
7-point lead, thanks to a
That 0-2 team is one of my favorites.
It'd be nice to watch a Karan game since we haven't done that yet.
I think I'm behind you guys for some reason.
Are you?
Yeah.
It just went to commercial, and now it's back from commercial.
Yeah, I'm.
the last couple of games.
Oh.
Not the first time that a prominent injured player has made a comeback on this floor. Of course, maybe
Flashback.
those
Hell yeah, Mecca's a Willis Reed.
Yeah.
Exactly the same
2004
thing.
UConn team was number 7 in
Yeah,
three-point
what a nice
percentage
look.
and number 1 in 2-point defense.
What a great
That
finisher
is-
he was, man. Damn.
Number 7 in what, Meech?
3-point shooting, which is the best we've ever finished in the Ken
In the
Palm era
country?
since '97.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good stat to
They
back
were
up
well
why
over
they're my favorite
40%.
team to watch.
Tyler, how many of us would you murder to have a Mecca Okafor instead of Josh Carlton?
Oh, I don't know, as many as it took.
Probably just me.
I mean, I'm not sure who
Probably all
the
of it,
authority
Nate.
is on that, but get me a price. Oh, God.
God damn. God
I remember
damn.
at the end of the 01-02 season, talking with Adam Caparell about how good the team would have been in 02-03 if Karan hadn't left. And he was like, no, this team's not going to be able to score inside without Johnny Selvey. And I was like, Okafor is definitely going to be a good inside scorer. And he said, no, Okafor will not be a good
Wow.
inside scorer. And
Are
then
you saying that Adam Caparell had a bad take?
it was one of his many, many bad takes.
He did. He had some pretty epically bad takes.
R.I.P.
I mean,
Adam.
the guy's a Jets fan.
I know. I mean, yeah.
Hey, whoa.
Well, okay, hey, Meacham's here.
Let's not talk about professional football's finest team.
I mean, Meech has some also epically terrible takes. I would introduce you to
That's a fair
Cheese.
point.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what you're referring to. That is a good take.
Look at this graphic.
Just saying. Just saying. That font at the top is extremely 2004.
A severed head floating on top of the sun.
Graphic design is my passion.
That graphic was made in MS Paint. It was actually called Paintbrush then.
A really cool thing is
Yeah,
looking at the
where you
floor
going?
and reading Big East Championship.
Yeah, I enjoy
God
that.
damn.
And then there's like the orange of MSG and like just my heart.
Except it's blue now.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
Just
Did you
heard an
hear that?
audible shit.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the bottom line? Duke beat Georgia Tech in the ACC semifinals that day.
Yes.
I bet those teams would match up well with UConn. I bet if they played
Same
later
thing
in the
with
season.
that Vermont team that's there.
I won a bracket this year. My best friend's husband set up a bracket with like his cousin, and I was invited to join with a like, yeah, we'll take the girls' money kind of thing. And I picked Georgia Tech to go all the way to the Final Four, and I was the only one in the entire pool that did. And they all were like, "Oh, you just guessed." And I was like, "No, bitch, I just know more than you do."
Just watched
Give me
Georgia
your
Tech
money.
run UConn off the court in November.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was like, I saw them play. They can ball. And
Yeah,
The Jared Jack stan has logged on.
Yeah. I still don't think that was a very good team.
the important thing though
It's
is
so
I took
funny.
all of their money.
Because that was like, they weren't supposed to be that good because they lost
No.
Bosch and, of course, Easy Ed Nelson.
They just
Yeah.
looked like a team to me that like, could play some physical ball, could like do well in the tournament, and
Nothing says physical
Aussie
like
hunk Luke Schencher.
they were my money team that year.
That team did not do a lot well. I'm just looking at their stat page. They shot the ball well, and they didn't let other teams shoot well.
They got to
Everything
the
else-
Final
Those
Four
are like
well.
the two most
Yeah.
important things.
But they didn't turn people over. They turned it over too much. They didn't rebound at all. They didn't shoot free throws. Like all they
That was
did is
the
shoot well.
only tournament
They were
I picked a
literally-
perfect first day. I've never done it any other time, but I had a perfect first day.
I've never done that.
I did it this year.
Fuck you.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
The bracket is with Digger Phelps.
They're very methodical. They don't try to get it all back at once. They've got all three
Where you going, Ben?
on the floor right now.
Where you going, Ben? Yep.
Couple of 22-year-olds as well. One is sophomore.
This is not an ideal shot.
Hey,
All right, Christian Vitale.
oof. Got Denham and Hilton in there.
Might think that's a bad shot. Again, way beyond the pro arc. But Jim Calhoun wants Gordon to continue to shoot. There's no such thing as a bad shot with Gordon because
There's no such thing as a bad shot for Gordon.
where he's unconscious.
He just might set a
I
Yeah, there
disagree.
is.
scoring record here tonight after what he did the first two games.
Oh,
Ugh.
Oof.
You hate to see it.
God, I fucking hated this team.
Makes his presence felt earlier.
it's easier to watch when you know the ending. Ooh,
Like, it's weird because I don't feel like I hated Pitt that much
Oh, I did.
before this, like in previous years.
Pre-Dixon, they were not that annoying.
Like, I
Well,
didn't really care about.
Ben Howland.
Like, that was not a team
As
I had
we
any
saw.
particular feelings, but like
Right.
very quickly became a team I fucking hated.
Because they got good, and they also got good with the most annoying type of team.
Ugh.
With a bunch
They
of
were
goons.
like Cincinnati on steroids.
and stayed that way
Yeah,
for
they
that's
were
like a
probably
decade.
on
That man
steroids.
sucks.
That's extremely accurate.
Fuck you.
That's crap.
Lipscomb just was playing UCF in a tournament game on the scoreboard below there.
That's I believe next year's AAC opener.
Yeah. March 15th, write it down.
Emeka is
I
all
need
of
that
us.
gift, TCF.
Seriously,
Please.
please give me that as a gift.
It's like the 1815 mark.
Mark McCarroll, number 21, into the game. Now for Pittsburgh. You saw the rebounding disparity. Connecticut is the
So
best.
this
Every
is getting
time someone comes off the bench for Pitt, I'm reminded of someone I forgot I hated.
That's a problem, but they're more than making up for that with the huge rebounding advantage they have over Pittsburgh so far. Krause.
All right.
And it'll go.
Imagine having two 6'10" guys on the court together.
Rather
Imagine having one period.
Kevin
And
Aller
they're
crashes
both
through my
lottery
living
picks.
room. Imagine having 5, 6, 8 guys together.
But get this, none of them can shoot.
Or rebound.
Or dribble.
Or defend without fouling.
Hilton, what you doing, baby?
Speaking of which,
Hell
Hilton
yeah,
Armstrong.
post up Denim Brown. I'm here for it. Oh, come on.
Comp USA, look at that.
All right,
Yeah, I remember Comp USA.
That was a thing.
Remember the 28-58?
Rest in piss, Comp USA. That place sucked.
How dare you?
I bought a shitty refurbished laptop from there a million years ago.
Ooh, that was nice. Hilton is struggling a little.
Yeah.
This was bad, Hilton.
Where's Charlie?
Oh, good
He
question.
does not play in this game.
Why?
Why?
Doesn't play?
I think it was hurt, yeah.
Because remember, he
Oh,
had
hang on.
started the couple
Hey.
games before that.
They literally just said it, but I didn't hear
Just
it.
said that.
Oh, what you doing, baby? No gym
UConn hasn't
timeout.
scored in,
This
like,
feels like classic
5
gym
minutes.
timeout territory.
Wasn't it like
Wow.
13-2?
Yeah,
13,
it
yeah.
sure was.
10 straight for Pitt.
Oh, God. Those Pitt uniforms are hideous, just for the record.
I feel like they often had ugly uniforms because their school colors are so butt.
They're so ugly.
Yeah. Didn't they have terrible uniforms in the last game we watched?
They sure
Yeah,
did.
they were way worse the
Had
last
that-
time.
Yeah, they were. They had that really bad trim with the weird pattern on it. It was not good.
They're always going to look bad because their school colors are. That is a gross
That's
That's
a
very
grotesque
unattractive.
color, yeah.
gold, like gold mixed with like pea.
Like, you
My
guys' clothes
dog
are
had-
objectively better colors. Just-
My dog had diarrhea today. It looked a lot like that.
Yeah, actually, my dog got into the butter this week and can concur.
That's a funny sentence.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
My dog
Navy
got
and
into
butter
the butter.
shits.
Yeah. Just want to paint a picture for
Hey.
you.
Rude.
It's very rude.
That was almost certainly a flop.
No.
Rashad, king of gamesmanship.
Oh, this Connecticut was a pretty good Big East team.
God damn it.
I don't know. I feel like I would have heard about them when I watched the Requiem for the Big East, if they'd been a meaningful Big East program.
No, apparently not. There were only 4 games ever played in the Big East that mattered, and they were all Syracuse versus Georgetown, and the sweater game.
One of them was Georgetown versus Villanova.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
They just said Villanova was out with an ankle injury. Villanova, sorry.
Crap.
But he changes minds and he changes shots as well. That time couldn't get
Every time we watch one of these like peak era guys, I start being like, yeah, maybe Okafor's the greatest of all time.
For him to return because his replacement in the starting lineup the last couple of days, Charlie Villanueva, sprained his ankle not once but twice in last night's semifinal win.
Oh, no.
Mark McCarroll and the impact he's having on this game. The last time
That's at least one time more than you want to see.
Remember when somebody stole Charlie Villanueva's toilet? Do you think that was fake?
I forgot about that one.
I think it was fake.
We need to get Charlie on the pod. Just
Charlie,
to,
come on the pod, defend
We're going to
yourself.
get to the
to
bottom
clarify.
of Toilet Gate.
Yeah. We really left hanging on that one.
Probably not what you
Preferred
want.
that had gone in.
You know, it's one of those things where you like had those several minutes of like perfect, beautiful basketball, and you knew it couldn't last. You knew it couldn't.
Nothing can ever stay beautiful with Pitt around.
It's also like goes to show
They're
right,
garbage.
that like having watched 20 something years of this, like college basketball never really changes. Every game is still like this. Nothing good lasts.
supposedly a neutral site, but just split half and half with big
Yup.
UConn fans. Gordon comes off a screen. Look at McCarroll playing out of his mind right now.
The bumping with the... Yeah, right. Oh, how'd that going?
Lord.
Hey, finally a timeout.
I know, very un-gym-like.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, remember Clyde Vaughn?
Yikes.
Oh, that was the guy who coached USF. What was his name?
Orlando Antigua.
Oh yeah, Orlando Antigua.
Wow.
He was playing in the game we watched the other day.
Yeah, that's
Oh, he
right.
was?
Yeah. The
Russ, you don't
99
even go back
picking.
and watch our retrocasts?
The 98 picking.
He's got a
Why
lot of
would
things
I
to
do
do.
that?
Russ
There's a
is
lot
too
to do
busy
in my
starting his
unemployment.
own podcast.
Oh, yeah, Russ, pitch your
Patreon and
shit.
bio.
13-2 start for Connecticut, 19-2 run.
Krauser!
Do your plug, Russ.
Oh, when Jamie Dixon was asked about
I
this
want
team's
to-
heart and toughness, and in particular their resiliency, he said the
Do you need David
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch to do the plug for
Oh yeah,
you?
yes, actually. If David Benedict Cumberbatch wants to stop by and plug my podcast, that'd be great. If not, I'll do
I
it
have to-
myself.
I have to see. I'm not allowed to let anyone in the house anymore, but I'll see if I can stick the microphone out the window.
Does he just stand outside your house?
He walks by every
There
now.
we
It's like a
go.
video game
There we go.
where like characters just show up.
Oh yeah, okay. You have to go to where he spawns.
I would like to. Good evening. It's David Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm here to explain to you as you're watching this fine game from Ot 4 that Russell Steinberg has a new podcast, and it's quite smashing, and you should all listen to it. It has the David Benedict Cumberbatch seal of approval, which of course is a royal seal. We have a king in England. It's called All the Years. It's about March Madness and March Madness heroes, and you can hear it wherever you can get fine podcasts, I believe.
David Benedict
Thank you.
Cumberbatch,
Thank
you
you,
said, do you have a king in England?
A monarch. I apologize to
Oh, I was going to ask you
my-
what the king's name was.
our
so-
lovely mother.
I was hoping you'd have a funny thing for that.
No, the coronavirus has sapped my creativity. It's really put me off schedule.
Well, thank you, David. And the first guest I have on the pod is Ali Farouk Maness from Northern Iowa. So look for that.
Russ, do you want me to
sounds
come on
dope.
your podcast?
Yes.
I offered it. Oh, God.
Ooh, that was nasty.
I told Russ I'm a way better podcast guest than a podcast participant. There you go. That's a nice pass.
Ooh.
Pretty good stop and agility there by Emeka Okafor. Bad back and all. As Len mentioned a few minutes ago, when Okafor went out.
So this is starting to get to the era where I'm more like a UConn fan, because I'm still 16 and in New Jersey at this point, and like I'm listening to Space by something corporate as this game is happening probably. But like, I think it was the combination of Gordon and Okafor as that like inside-outside like super NBA Jam team.
They were so incredibly cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so much fun to watch, and I remember watching a lot of games this team played, and then obviously the Duke game being like
Epic.
a big reason why I was like, I should go to UConn, and then I did.
You were right.
I would like people who talk about how it's not worthwhile to spend money on college athletics to listen to what this young man from New Jersey just said. Just keep that in mind.
We stayed him from New Jersey
That's right.
temporarily.
I feel like Talik is
Jersey's
both
fine.
underrated and overrated.
I guess you're probably nose deaf by now.
I'm from the suburbs. It's all grass out here.
One of the amazing things about this game, in better than 14 minutes, there have only been 3
Where are you going, Josh?
total.
Jeez, I wonder if he's shooting it. Come on, Oak. God, so strong.
The 4th foul in this game, but that's amazing considering the style of play we've had.
I always find myself like watching
It is amazing.
the offense as like Gordon and Rashad are on there, and you just know, like you can tell just by the way they move off the ball that they're going to end up shooting that possession. There's very little mystery.
That foul was on Siobhan Troutman, his first. Each team with just 2 fouls. Gordon. Rebound Krauser. He's doing a great job on the glass as a guard. 6'2", very strong. Here's that floater again. Okafor brings down the rebound. Now Connecticut.
Oh.
Whoa.
God damn.
That deserved a cooler ending.
Well, at least we got a terrible free throw shooter at the line.
Last 2 possessions, UConn with opportunities to break. One off a turnover, the other here off the rebound.
Who hit pause? Who did that?
Long outlet pass, and
I was pouring a bev. I have no.
It said user FD something something, and that's none of us.
Is it
there a
David
ghost in
Benedict
here?
Cumberbatch?
Sorry, I was fiddling and trying to turn on the cricket channel. Very little cricket happening at the moment.
Defenders, the guy at the line right now, Josh Boone, 44%, but he looked good there. Now Denham Brown and Hilton Armstrong return.
I recently watched the Gonzaga Maui game a couple weeks ago, and I think I've come around to Josh Boone being extremely underrated. He does not get enough credit for being a really, really good power forward.
And center.
And center, yeah.
I think people expected him to be as good as Okafor. I remember reading a Daily Campus poll midway through the 04-05 season about if Boone was better than Okafor, being like, come on. And then he kind of leveled off for the rest of his career. And he was good, but he wasn't like taking over games, which I think people wanted.
His mom lived down the street from our parents, and we used to see him like rocketing around the corner in a car entirely too small for a man that large.
We went down to say congratulations when he got drafted. There were like people hanging out. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
In a second, but we talk about Duke, we talk about Oklahoma State, we talk about Pittsburgh. We've got 3 teams.
I tried to get him to write for a dime back once.
All looking for a number 1 seed.
Well, in my mind, you look at
Can he write?
Oh.
He got a 1,300 on his SATs.
Yeah, he was doing like a blog on his own about like
It's weird that I know that.
Oh, that's
playing
right.
It
overseas.
is weird that you know that. How
And I
do
was
you know
basically
that?
trying to get him to come
I
write
don't.
it at a
Somebody
dime back.
said it during a game once because remember Okafor got a 1,400 and Boone got a 1,300.
Not
They're
bad.
like, look at
Tell me.
these smart kids.
Not bad at all.
No foul? Come on, man.
It's out of bounds for the Huskies. McCarroll has been extremely active at both ends of the floor.
This game's annoying, Russ.
And for a couple of years, they kept waiting for
You're
him to get
annoying.
stronger, put on weight. He's the guy who doesn't look like he belongs with the rest of the Panthers because of his build.
I mean, we had to wrestle Russ to prevent him from picking the 2017 East Carolina game.
Yeah.
It's
Gordon
a
has
rough
taken
classic.
some absolute piss shots so far.
We're back in the game, but he misses the putback.
Russ was really clamoring for some vintage Terry Larrier.
both ends of the floor. At some point, defenders on the glass have
No, I haven't watched a Terry Larrier game in 2 years. I'm going to say he was not underrated by anyone at all.
Back into the game after
He was very properly rated.
his second
If we're watching Terry Larrier games 15 years from now and saying he was underrated, then the program has probably been disbanded at that point.
It's pretty. I bet you could cut
We're all
together
still in
a
quarantine.
mixtape of Terry Larrier's UConn days that make him look pretty badass.
It'd all be from the one Colgate game where he hit like 8 long twos. In a game we won by 6 or whatever.
You see Denham Brown's gigantic shirt?
That was the alternate name for our blog. Denham Brown's gigantic shirt.
That would have been better, I think.
Maybe. There's still time. We could change it and nobody would know.
Just thinking about them introducing us at the live pod as the members of Denham Brown's gigantic shirt.
At least get a redirect. You want to pick up all that hot traffic.
Julius Page.
That 0-2 game, man, that was a wild game. A game I watched with Adam Caparel.
All right,
Shout out to Cap.
Shout out Cap.
Because I had bought a 25-inch color TV. That was awesome in 2002.
The first ever color television in 2002. So this is a 28-10 Pitt run right now.
Yeah, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, it is
Seems like
not, as they say, what you want.
I'd have to say a short marches in the offing for
Damn it,
right now.
Fuck you.
No one out negatives the champ.
I wonder if Ben's gonna shoot it.
There was
How'd you
no
know?
point at which he looked at another person during that sequence.
He's missed at least 5 straight, I think.
If Pitt had run 5 guys like just berserker style at him, he would have still shot it or turned it over.
Shooters got to shoot, you know. Jesus.
We need Charlie Villanueva. That's the problem.
That would help.
Yeah.
You guys want to critique Hilton's shoe tying techniques?
Clumsy.
We'll look at the ACC championship and all the excitement going on down there. Also, Kentucky and Florida have advanced to the SEC and more tickets punched to the big dance. What an exciting day and night of basketball. Don't forget the Mountain West Championship and the Big West Championship are after this game.
Whoa.
Here on ESPN. Another steal. Jerome Brown yet again. Torrey Morris.
Yeah.
Remember the Mid-Continent Conference?
No.
Yeah.
UConn's leaving it to join the Big East. I'm not sure if you heard.
Man. Talik pissed
Remember
me off a
29
lot.
and
But
1 Stanford?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Talik is both over and underrated. So I guess he's properly rated.
I feel like he's properly rated outside the UConn fandom, but he's probably I can't even say if he's under.
There's a wide range of opinions on Talik
I
Brown.
know.
Yeah.
I think I am on the lower end of those opinions.
I am too, and then I watched this and I remember the good things he did. He was a really good player for this team. The
Right,
problem
I
was
don't
he
think
was
he
not a
would've
very
worked
good player for the
on-
previous teams.
Well, having Ben Gordon next to him makes a big difference. And Rashad Anderson.
Rashad.
When you have two
He was always playing with good shooters.
two outstanding
Definitely was a
shooters
big
and a
deal.
guy who can finish down low, you don't need to score a lot of points. You just need to facilitate the offense, and he was very good at that.
Yeah.
And what's doubly impressive about that,
Like if you replace AJ Price or Kemba with Talik Brown, those teams get a lot worse because it wouldn't have fit the skills of the other guys on the court.
they haven't lost a beat from last year. And
But if you
for a team that
replace
was-
2012 Shabazz with Talik, that team probably gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Although that team had no real shooters, Lamb, I guess, but
Kevin Ollie would probably actually been a good fit for this team.
Ollie and Talik are similar players to me.
Yeah. Ollie's faster. He's a quicker guy.
I don't know that I would say he's quicker. I think he ran up the court faster.
he played at a higher pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a much better transition player, but that might have just been a system thing, I guess. Talik was definitely stronger than Ollie, though, I think.
Talik was a better penetrating guard. He was
Yeah.
better at breaking a guy down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
second team All Big East and deservedly so. Also won the Big East Sportsmanship.
But enough about our assistant coach boys.
Underpublicized story in the last 5 years of Pittsburgh. Shot clock a factor. Krause, too strong.
The fuck was that?
Get a fucking rebound. Nice shot, idiot.
It's wild how much more physical these games are Like, there would have been 17 fouls
I-
called on that
I
play.
seriously, all of these games we've watched, I feel myself tensing because I'm expecting whistles.
Yeah. And how much more fun is it when they're not calling it?
I mean, there's a
Yeah, there's a line somewhere.
there's a point of diminishing returns on that, because then you get teams that play like Pittsburgh.
Oh, ooh,
Oh,
that was pretty.
See, I think we only hated Carl Krauser because we should have gotten Carl Krauser.
oh,
God,
fuck.
this half fucking sucked, Russ. Oh, Ben.
Yeah, I got to tell you though, I think we're gonna win the game.
Well,
Are
I
you
hope
sure?
you're right, because
no,
if
we're
this is
down
all
9.
been a
This
trick
looks
by
tough.
you, I'm going to be really mad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I did
no,
not
when
check this box score.
When it comes back from commercial, it's gonna be the 2017 East Carolina game.
Right.
TCF. Hey, shout out to Tom, by the way. Shout out to TCF and UConn
Yeah.
Husky Games,
Yeah.
the tool that allows us to do this really fun retrocast.
Got to re-upload the Washington game from 2006 though.
Yeah.
Oh God, I want that one so bad.
Doris without her glasses, it feels like a superhero without like their cape or something.
She
Like,
just
she's
looks like a
missing,
completely different person.
like she's missing her signature Dorisness, and it's freaking me out.
And we're back.
29%.
Yikes.
This team
Not
giving
great.
up
That's lower than
22
you
points in
generally
the
would
paint in the
like to
first half is
see.
crazy.
And that's converted into 12 points, according to
Well, if UConn can aggress towards the mean in the second half, then they
Look at
should be in
that.
okay shape.
32-12 run the last 14 minutes.
Yeah, you expect it to be worse than 9 points given those numbers. She sounds exactly like Doris, but she doesn't look like Doris.
Yeah.
It's like a different person's face.
I feel like this is 2004, and Calhoun looks worse in this than he does now.
His 5-year vacation can do wonders.
Yeah.
Was he had like
That's
As we
he
are
had
going to
just
find
had
out.
a bout of cancer the year before this in the it was the 02-03 season. He was out for a bunch
Yeah.
of games. I remember because I was there for his first game back in the student section.
Oof. 2 of 10.
I think I was too, Megan.
Nance mentions that.
That was my senior
Nance
year.
mentions that as UConn wins the title in 2004, which is a thing I watched about 3 hours ago.
Efficient early and then Len spectacular late in the first half.
Well, certainly in transition, that's where he's at.
You know what game we should really watch if we want to be masochists? The 03, I guess it was technically in 02 because it's before New Year's, UMass game where UMass goes out to like some gigantic lead.
Is that the one where we had 9 points at halftime?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Rashad,
Honestly, that-
basically, freshman Rashad, just like tore shit up
That one
and
might be,
came all the way
might
back.
be kind of a hilarious game to watch.
That actually might be.
I
Because we were
remember- I was
awesome in the
actually
second half.
considering that.
Yeah, at some point it
The
gets
first
really,
half
really
was the
fun.
most like frustrating, horrible half of basketball imagining, but the second half was awesome. I remember
It was
talking about-
surreal. I couldn't believe what I was
Yeah.
seeing.
I talked to Dad at halftime, and like we were just like screaming swear words at each other, like "What the fuck is going on in this game?"
I talked to my dad at halftime, and he said we were going to win this game.
I believe that. I believe Russ Dad
We did.
is
Yeah.
that guy.
Were those your first words, Russ?
Now, today, we could be up 33-9, and Russ Dad would say UConn's going to lose. But it was a different time.
It was a different time. It was a different Russ Dad.
Yep.
He hadn't been poisoned by meat yet.
Yeah. Meach has been a terrible influence on my dad.
Yeah.
On us all,
I mean,
really.
Yeah.
Figuratively poisoned.
My
As far as
dad
you know.
doesn't like cheese now.
Hell yeah. Spread the movement, hashtag cheese out.
But I guess the flip side of the coin for Jamie Dixon is Mark McCarroll comes in, and he had a terrific first half.
Well, obviously, Jamie Dixon would rather have Siobhan Troutman still in the ball game, but Mark McCarroll has come in and made his presence known.
Can you hear me now?
Strong as Troutman, but he's finding a
Yes.
way to continue to command the boards.
Had 7 points and 4 rebounds in the first half.
That was pretty. Yeah, that'll work.
Doris had
Told you this was a good game.
Seems like layups are better than
Missing
jump shots contested off the dribble. Seems
Your
like a
ideas
strategy they
intrigue
should
me.
pursue.
It's kind of an all-time good lesson, I think.
BJ Elder had 25 points.
It's funny it took 22 minutes of this
There's
game
a
to
name.
figure out that maybe posting up against Rashad Anderson was a good strategy.
Nicely run play there by UConn.
Hey,
As
Tools is
ugly
in.
as
What up,
those
Tools?
names are, as ugly as those names are, it actually is much easier to read with the shitty, like, aughts, non-HD. Like, it's ugly, but I can actually read what their names say.
That's fair.
Compelled Ben Gordon to take his game to a new level. Also, without Okafor in there, fewer touches inside.
What is on Gordon's head?
What is that?
What is going on?
On his
Does
head.
Ben Gordon have terrible dandruff?
It's like something on him.
Well, Ben Gordon has to learn not to play in deference to Emeka Okafor. That he's a star in his own right, and there's room for both of them.
Both juniors and both
I feel like it says a lot about how Hilton played in the first half that Shimon Tools is in the game.
Shout out to
Come on the pod tool.
Calhoun loved Shimon Tools.
He did.
He was one of his favorite players.
Because of his Instagram account. That's why I love Shimon Tools right now. Look at that hustle. Good try, Tools.
Like Shimon Tools is your number one draft pick for your back alley dream team. Like if I got to pick UConn guys to like have with me if in a fight, Shimon Tools is number one.
He's number one?
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going Jeff Adrian.
I'm taking Rod
I was gonna
Sellers
say
with
I'm
me.
going Adrian.
Yeah,
I might
Sellers
take
is a good
Selvey.
pick, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Tools is definitely my number one pick if I want to smoke weed and listen to R&B records, though.
Which I think we all do.
I mean,
Get turned with Tools.
Jeff Adrian.
I'm not saying no to anything once
That
I
is a
can
good
leave
one.
this house.
Oh God, someday, please.
I think with Adrian, you could win the fight by intimidation because, like, you look at him and he's a scary motherfucker
That's a strong point.
He's
That's a
6'8".
strong point.
who's 6'8", 250.
I wonder if you cover the team, you think differently. So it's like, I'm trying to think of guys from years I covered that would fall in that group. Like, they were all just nice. Can't really think of any.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've had like a real badass like tough guy on our roster.
Yeah.
in a
Honestly,
while.
if you made me, so I started covering the team in 2013. If you made me pick one dude to have with me in a fight, I'm probably going Boat.
I was gonna say the same thing.
say,
Like,
Yeah.
like you know, he would have your back.
One of probably
scrappy.
the five nicest people I've met while covering UConn.
Legitimately
Yeah, I'm going
good
Boat.
dude.
Bode would start the fight by hitting someone in the head with a bottle.
Yeah.
But like Bo's not gonna run.
He's gonna sniff it out right away. He's
Nah.
like, "There's about to be a fight."
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
saying you
say
can
a
just
lot
watch.
about
You
these
can just
recent
watch Ben Gordon
UConn teams.
wanting to shoot.
It doesn't say a lot about these recent teams if like the number 5 guy you would want in a fight, Tyler, out of any UConn person since you started covering would be like Gavin Keith.
I bet Gavin's
Gavin's
feisty.
killed a man. Like, so let's not.
You might have.
Half court. I took one dribble and I just shot it.
I bet it goes in.
Like in slow motion, I'm just watching him. I knew it was going in when I left my hand.
Great shot.
Look at his face after he did not know it was going in.
That is a look of
But
complete
it's not the face of
surprise.
a guy who knew it was going in.
Most memorable moments in a 25-year history here at the Big East Championship. UConn
21-5.
they've won a total of 5.
That
And
was
then the
nice.
next 7 years were not great.
No, but yeah.
But the
need to
next
talk about that.
7 are going to be pretty great.
Guys, going back to the Big East.
We're gonna win the only Big East championship played in the next 7 years.
Meech.
Mitch, I'm going to get Shimon Tools after you.
Bo, if you're listening, fuck Meech up.
Honestly, if Boat killed me, I would welcome that.
Rod Sellers slam each his head into the floor.
Nothing would make me happier.
You don't want to go out like Leitner.
R.I.P. It's funny because at some point I assume Gordon starts playing really well in this game.
Oops.
Jeez.
Yikes. Oh, God. That face, just like, this shit, huh? All right.
I don't normally think of this game as one of the great back, but clearly
Clearly it
some
is.
good shit's about to happen.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy.
That's some content. Best UConn comebacks.
I mean, the UMass game certainly falls into that category.
That
Duke in the
06
Final
Washington
Four.
game.
Washington.
Duke in the Final Four.
R.I.P.
Pitt in 99. The Khalid game.
Albany.
Yeah. Khalid, come on the
Albany,
podcast.
absolutely.
We need Khalid to come on that podcast.
Yeah.
I need him to join us.
Oof. That's
Yikes.
I feel like you're mentioning
Wow.
all of the games that made me the most mad I've ever been.
Yeah, that tends to be how it happens.
Like I honestly
What
think the
if we
most
limited-
mad I've ever been at sports were probably the first half of that UMass game, most of that Albany game, and then the George Mason game. That's probably my top 3.
Yo, that Albany game, we had driven down to Pittsburgh on a bus. And if we lost, we were going to have to get back on the bus and go back to Connecticut. Like, they don't put you up for the night if your team loses.
I was living
And
in.
you're
So
thinking
I-
about losing to a
Goodness.
16 seed.
I would I would have
Wow.
just put my mouth on the exhaust pipe of the bus on the ride home.
The George Mason game removed my soul from my body, so,
That was rough.
you know.
That was also a rough bus ride. That was back in D.C. I got very drunk on that bus.
Yeah, it's just that was
Good.
the worst time ever.
I had like a house full of people. I was living in a house like right across
So
the
did I.
street from Schmedley's for the Albany game, and I was like the only huge UConn fan. So people were like, "Oh, wouldn't this be fun if the 16 seed won?" And like we're almost like actively rooting for Albany, and I was like about to snap. I had to like leave and go sit quietly in my room and watch by myself.
I would have
After
snapped
the-
100%.
It's comeback time, by the way.
After the George Mason
Hell yeah.
game, my family and I went out to celebrate my birthday. Terrible.
Wait, did that happen on
Yeah.
your birthday?
Did you get a bike without training wheels?
No, but it's when. Shut up. It's just when we were able to celebrate it.
Your birthday's actually in December.
Russ's dad was like, "I can't worry about your birthday until the UConn season's over."
The people on my floor
I
in
would have
the
under.
The people on my floor in the New London dorm flipped a couch after George Mason in the common room. It was a rough day.
I went
Very morose.
I went outside that same house and smashed 2 of our kitchen chairs in the driveway. Sorry for
Really?
whoever's chairs those were. Sorry, Dan. It might have been Dan's.
I was watching with my friend and then roommate Aaron, and we were both just like, turn the fuck off, and then got very, very drunk.
This game is too good not to
And that fucking George Mason team should not even have made the tournament that year.
No, they shouldn't have.
I'm getting mad now.
All right, let's focus on the task at hand here.
Let's focus on this game where UConn's losing by double digits.
Yeah,
right.
thanks, Russ.
Hey, Okafor just had a sick block. That was fun. Does ESPN still do that little music?
No,
Oh, that's
they
like
have not done it since 2006.
You just guessed that. You don't know that.
I did, but I said it authoritatively, so you
That sounds
believe it.
right.
I don't.
That's
I stopped believing those things.
Wow.
I've learned.
well, clearly you are not 90% of people, because 90% of people do believe you if you say something with enough authority.
I don't believe that
4.5 blocks a game.
congrats to the
Pretty good.
Sonics who won.
A lot.
Remember the Sonics
Was Ray there in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
in 03? Wasn't he in Milwaukee by then? Or did he go to Seattle after?
He went to Seattle
Went to
after.
Seattle
Yeah.
after.
Seattle. Which would have been right around 03-ish, I think.
When did the Celtics
3 or
win the
4?
ring with him there?
Oh, wait.
08.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was. Well, he might have still been in Milwaukee. I don't know. Time doesn't make any
it
sense
would
to me
have been
anymore.
before 03 because he got traded for Gary Payton, who then went to the Lakers
Oh, on that Lakers
Karl
team that was all
Malone,
old
right?
guys? Yeah,
and that lost to the Pistons.
right.
And Rip Hamilton.
That was fun.
NBA champion. Rip Hamilton. Shout out Rip.
Rip, come on the Retrocast.
I will watch Game 7 of the 2003 NBA Finals on a Retrocast with Rip.
Honestly, that sounds delightful.
That would actually be dope as hell.
Oh, come on.
That's bullshit. Jim Burr, fuck you.
Jim Burr, come on the podcast so we can yell at you
R.I.P.
for
Jim Burr.
various things. Is he dead?
I mean,
I mean, like in
things are
spirit,
changing
but, like,
rapidly here, Meech.
If the world goes back to being, like a thing, it's going to be so weird to like consume media made during this. Like everyone's just so blasé about like the world kind of ending. It's like, well, this might as well happen.
That's a few days away, but he had been a very important player for them in the absence of Okafor the last couple of nights. Well,
All right.
It's gone cold.
It's about to get fun. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was great.
he just was such a great package as an offensive player. He really did everything well on offense.
He looked a lot quicker than I remember him being, just on that one play at least.
Oh, he was extraordinarily quick. He was not just a shooter. I mean, he really broke guys down. He could do anything he wanted on offense.
He doesn't look ahead to the NCAA tournament. This championship means a ton to him and his program. These are the teams
He was always just so stoic. I think it makes him feel slow.
It's a major tournament for him. Taft inside, making it look easy. Okafor really couldn't challenge because of the
Not going up there for it because doesn't want to get his fourth.
He was out of position anyway.
But
All right.
if he'd had only 2 fouls, he might have gone and tried to block that shot.
championship week. They've already beaten Utah State. They'll try to do the same to Pacific at midnight Eastern tonight.
I wanted to see who was in the Mountain West semifinals. What the fuck?
Boone will have a big few weeks ahead of him. Not only what he hopes,
Mountain West semifinals in 04, I'm going to guess
but he is among the nominees
Utah,
into the Naismith Hall of Fame. He, like Clyde Drexler,
TCU.
talked about them last night. Gene Cady and our own Dick Vitale will find out about that. Right? Just
BYU.
before the Final Four. We wish them all the best of luck.
Colorado State.
Tweak.
Got Colorado State. What were the other ones? I'm looking it up.
Utah.
Yep, that was 2.
Who did I say? TCU.
TCU was not in the Mountain West in 2004.
Were they still in the WAC?
I think Conference USA.
They were in the WAC at one point. Because remember, they were
I
in
think
the
that was
league.
like. I think that was like mid 90s
Ron Brown for the third night in a row.
or like late 90s. Yeah, TCU was in Conference USA then.
I don't remember who else I said. BYU maybe
BYU was there. Yep.
in the league, but like.
But they were in the semis.
Oh, so I've got 3 of the 4.
Yep.
I feel pretty good about that. Is the other one San Diego State?
Nope.
I give up.
UNLV.
I almost guessed UNLV, but I couldn't remember if they were there yet.
It
It was Nevada that wasn't there yet.
right. This was where the Mountain West was 8 teams.
Yeah, because it was pretty new then.
Yeah, fairly new. The regular season champion in the Mountain West that year was Air Force.
What the hell?
I think that was when they were coached by that guy doing the Princeton offense, Joe Scott.
Sure.
Wait, I'm sorry.
It was,
They ran the
Scott.
Princeton office, and his name is Joe.
Scott.
Oh, Scott.
R.I.P.
I thought you said
Yeah, they went-
Stop. I thought that'd be a good name.
They went 22-7 and lost to UNC in the first round of the tournament,
Yikes.
which I do not remember at all.
Whoa.
And Gordon.
Interesting shot selection, but whatevs.
If you can hit it, take it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that was such a terrible rule.
Still 38 minutes left in this.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I wonder if we have the post-game ceremony.
There is a little bit of post-game stuff at the end.
Did you already watch it?
No, but I hovered over the bar at the bottom.
Nobody try it. Ben's gonna shoot it. No, he would have.
Give and go, the key to a give and go is getting the defender to turn his head. Watch Josh
A
Moore
fun
here. Ball
game
goes
to play
inside.
would be to find pictures of Jim Calhoun from like 2001 to 2012 and see if you could put them in numerical order. God damn it.
Fuck you. Who picked this fucking game?
I think it was Meech.
We should wrestle whoever it is to the ground.
Meech got all hopped
Monday
up on
Meech.
emo music and wanted to torture everyone.
Look, I'm not saying the Taking Back Sunday brand new rivalry doesn't mirror UConn Pitt, but I'm not saying that.
Pittsburgh has gotten some very important contributions off the bench from the likes of Mark McCarroll, Torrey.
That is a massive earring.
Is a stunning number. 18 and it's indicative of the matchup.
Walk around with
Why
earrings
would you
like that,
steal
next
his
thing you know.
toilet when you could steal his earring?
That's what I'm saying.
It outscored UConn's bench 23 to 12. And a lot of it had to do, obviously, with Mark McCarroll.
What if that earring is a toilet?
Chipped in as well.
All right, buddy.
Well, it looked like this.
Get it together.
17 points per game. And again, 58
These bevs don't drink themselves, I'm just saying.
2 games in the Big East Championship. They might need him to carry them on his back the rest of the way if they're going to make a comeback, because only Okafor knows how limited he is right now.
Need Andrew Hurley to mail me some alcohol.
Troutman working on Okafor.
There you go, Talik.
Here comes Talik.
Nice.
Get to leak.
Whoa. All right.
Wow.
Are you,
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
How
Wow.
did that happen?
They call foul, Jesus.
And then
What?
and then the stupidest foul.
That was the most
In history.
eventful 20 seconds of Talik's career.
Oh my god.
And he gets the Huskies back within 7.5 to go as we check in for a studio update.
Wow. That was pretty.
Did you see all those cars in Manhattan? That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird when that used to happen.
I'm sorry, what?
It was Will Smith and a dog walking down the street.
And if other guys are open as they create opportunities, and they have to get the residuals. But at the end of the day, Pittsburgh has been buying some time. Julius Page is on the bench. He's the guy that really limited Ben Gordon to 2 for 10.
I feel like the most random guy on this team is Marcus White.
He was on this team?
I thought he transferred by this point.
Unless he left mid-season, which is incredibly possible.
No,
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure they show him on the bench in the championship game.
Yeah,
or in the Duke
he
game.
was on the
I
05
think I
team.
remember that.
He was on the 05 team, so
Maybe he transferred then.
he played 27 minutes in 04, according to Sportsref.
After missing the, game-tying shot against Texas the year before?
Yeah.
Yep. Got
Did he
stuck
take
in
the
the
shot that
goddamn
got
rim.
stuck in the... Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a top 100 recruit. He was supposed to be very good.
By the way, for like 15 years, I was blaming Johnny Selby for that shot, and then, it was like I Mandela affected it.
Johnny Selvey would have made that shot. What a terrible call.
Yeah, that's a tough way to give Oak fourth.
We've had pretty mixed results with high-ranking recruits named Marcus. Someone should look into that. Williams was pretty good. White was a bust. Johnson was a bust.
Cox.
I think that's all of them.
Johnson.
I have no idea if Marcus Cox was a good recruit or not.
He was, I believe,
That feels right.
the Connecticut Mr. Basketball.
There you go. Marcus Larrier was a big disappointment.
Yeah. Marcus Sonora.
Love those makeup calls, baby.
Mark.
Yeah, I don't know about
Big
that one
Marcus.
either.
I'll take it as a makeup call.
It's fine.
Look, sometimes Slash got to play some defense. I don't know what to tell you.
The Garden looked so much cooler before the renovation.
They should unrenovate it.
I agree.
Ooh,
That's beautiful.
that's pretty.
Did you kind of just slap on more of that?
It appeared that way.
Get it to the guy who shoots like 80% on threes. That's good coaching.
It's been a quiet game for Rashad, no? Oof. I was expecting a whistle on that.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder what Carl Krauser was thinking, taking a quick shot so far away from the
This is around the point in the game where I left my seat and went into the bathroom at MSG because I thought I was going to be sick. 'cause I was
Oh my
so
God.
nervous.
How was that not a foul?
Yeah, that was definitely a
That
foul.
was a foul.
What?
Russ, did you throw up?
So, Russ, did you not see any of the next 5 minutes?
I did not see like 3 of the minutes, and then I watched the last 2 minutes on a monitor at one of the concession stands.
Josh Boone.
That sounds horrific, Russ.
Good hands.
Look at Talik. What are you doing, buddy? Come on.
So,
He's leaking.
I
He was
really
leaking
tortured
so hard.
myself.
that was a poor decision. Gotta say, UConn's got to hold Pitt to like 5 points at most the rest of the way, or else they're going to lose this game.
It's an astute observation.
I'll say this. If you're going to try and hold a team to 5 points in 5 minutes, you want it to be a team like Pitt.
Yeah.
Who's going below the waist? What'd he say?
Another look behind the back. There's Julius Page on the help.
Like,
Remember
you
the
got
above-
cute.
Leno
You
Moore
fuck
after dark.
That's bad. Remember the above the rim camera?
I do.
The above the rim
I
graphic?
do.
I hate every camera that's. Are we comparing Julius
Yeah,
Page to
those
Dr.
are-
J.
Because
Yeah,
they're
those
both
are the
named
same-
Julius,
the
you
same
see.
person.
What?
Yeah.
Famous Julius's.
Okay.
How about Julius
Dr.
Caesar
Julius Page.
or Orange Julius?
Where would Julius Page rank among Roman emperors named Julius? Easily top 3.
Both have been stabbed by senators.
What? Wait,
Out of
what?
all the
Wow.
nice, Ben. Out of all the basketball Julius Page is probably my least favorite.
Fair enough.
No, the guy from NC State.
Oh yeah, Julius Hodge.
Julius
Sorry.
Hodge.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
For some
Yeah.
reason, we follow him, and he retweets that fucking 2005 game all the time.
Yeah,
it was his
I have
finest moment.
interacted with him several times on Twitter. He will retweet anything like mentioning him or saying anything about anything he did as a player.
Meech, slide into his DMs and just
I
say
hate it.
simply, R.I.P.
My next pick, I'll bring him on and we could do the NC State game in 05.
Nope.
Russ, I will unsubscribe from
Russ is
your
canceled.
Patreon.
I will absolutely can't. I will no longer be your patron.
Well, then I'll start another podcast called Denham Brown's Gigantic Shirt.
All right. You know how to get my money, Russ.
I think it's good that the Oakland Zoo left this game very mad and unhappy and sad about life.
Same.
Yeah, they're garbage people.
They're worse people than UConn fans. Like, just
Yeah.
just
By
saying.
by a wide margin.
Well, the difference is Pittsburgh's got to keep the ball out of the hands of their worst free throw shooters. Whereas
Now I'm just giggling to myself about Meech's Adolf Hitler joke.
We're at the hour 10 mark. It's time to make really bad Hitler jokes.
Did anyone see that the 7-Up ad there said make 7-Up yours?
That brings me back.
Remember that? Yeah.
Orlando Jones. Let's get some applause for Orlando Jones in the chat.
Before I was asked to leave
Shout out
my place
Orlando.
of work and never return, I
loved
tried
him in- I
explaining
loved him in
that
Evolution.
campaign.
Were you pitching it, Russ?
No, I was trying to explain it to somebody who was like just out of college and didn't remember it. And she just did not understand that. See, it's funny because the back of the shirt says "Up yours."
Man, what a rebound.
Did you see Talik just get that offensive rebound before that? That was one of those plays I was talking about in the Lost game that we'll never do again, where it was like, what is he doing down there? Like that's my enduring memory of Talik, is just him getting random offensive rebounds under there.
Yeah.
It's good dude.
What was the lost game?
Good defense.
Stona 2000.
Oh, right. Oh, that game was good.
I know. I picked 2 excellent games in a row, just for the record.
Yeah, Megan's probably the best
Sorry,
at
this
this.
game's
Megan should
about to
probably
get
just pick
there.
all the games from now on. Oh, this is getting more fun now.
This is better than the Missouri game.
Yeah, that sucked. Ben, what are you doing?
Was not one of my top 3 picks for 2009, but I went with it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. God
If you don't
damn.
succeed, try 15 or 16 times, and then you will succeed.
Ugh, that was beautiful.
Look at him. He loves it.
Madison Square Garden has to be the best nickname of
I
all
mean,
time.
it's perfect.
Was that Ed Nelson hyping up the crowd? It was.
Wham!
Just no reaction.
Normal noise for a person to make.
Oh, Tools is in the game.
Hell yeah.
2-minute tools. Let's go.
There is virtually nothing to separate the ability of these two teams.
I wouldn't say that.
Check in 3 weeks.
I'd say that one of these teams is much better and not chokers.
One of these teams is good, and one of these teams is garbage.
The garbage team is the one from Pittsburgh.
Meech, that is correct.
Pittsburgh.
Was that on Oak?
Pittsburgh is actually German for City of Garbage.
That's right.
That's right.
But not the good German. Garbage German.
Oh, God, I forgot that happened.
11 and 13. Man.
I'm retroactively mad.
What up, Blaine Dog?
Blaine Dog, come on the Retrocast.
Clyde Vaughn, come on the Retrocast.
It's a little bit more earned of a foul than the last couple. Who's that in the suit?
Josh Boone and Hilton Armstrong. Now the front court for Connecticut.
Nobody saw.
Troutman, as you can see, not a great free throw shooter. These will be his first attempts of the night.
And Dan, if you're a UConn fan, you got to say to yourself, okay, fine. Emeka's gone.
Trash.
Based upon what we've done on the last 2 nights, we know that we can play. And with Josh Boone in the ball,
More like Ford Etzel Troutman.
as well as Ben Gordon, who doesn't have to defer to Emeka Okafor.
Hit up by one, 2:19 to go. Make it 2. Can the Panthers beat the Huskies to win the
There's Ed
Big East
in the foreground.
Will history repeat itself? Second year in a row.
He had a lot of hair.
Was 2003 Pitt's only Big East title? Tournament title?
Yeah, but they made it 4 years in a row.
That's right. They lost to Hughes in 05?
No, they made it in 01. Lost to Boston College.
Imagine losing to Boston College in a
How's that not
conference
a travel?
tournament final.
Pittsburgh basketball more than anything, as Pittsburgh in the second half really roughed up the Huskies and wound up winning by 18.
Was Ryan Thompson on the court for UConn to end the game? Is that who that was?
Now it's Krauser, but Pittsburgh just as good.
If they were losing,
Let's never
Jim
watch
would've
that
just
game.
put bad players in because he would get mad.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
that game sucked.
This is a team, Len, that has only lost 3 games all year, and all of them went right down to
So
the
it's Gordon time, right?
Three-point loss at UConn, double overtime.
Oh, it's delete time. Oh, delete.
Oh.
That's Gordon music.
Oh, it's Rashad time. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, buddy. There it is.
And that's the lead.
To Syracuse.
Ball game.
As you mentioned, it's gone down to the wire.
First lead for Connecticut.
God, the Garden's just such an awesome place to play your conference tournament. Like,
It is.
Just because Okafor is now out of the game.
Guess what? We're going back.
Big shot, Mark McCarroll.
Knock on wood.
Again, a guy who averaged 6 points a game this season. But when he sees UConn coming, he's a different man.
Pittsburgh back up by
Who gets it? Is it Gordon?
You wouldn't be surprised if these two teams met a few weeks from now again when it mattered even more. Troutman the rebound on the miss by Anderson. And now as we near the final minute, Pittsburgh will get patient.
Bet 2004 me was freaking the fuck out right now.
Pittsburgh trying to defend their championship and maybe get a #1 seed. McCarroll into Brown. Good catch by Brown.
Look at Rashad with the D up.
Rebound Armstrong. Connecticut
Noted post player Rashad Anderson.
got 13 seconds difference.
Rashad Anderson, the original stretch 4.
Stretch 2.
Looking to score. Gordon is.
Yeah.
Gordon driving. Hanging.
Yeah, of course he is.
Ben was never. There could have been 15 Pitt players and
Yeah,
one
no.
other UConn player, and he was going for that.
Imagine passing. Never.
Nah.
Couldn't be me.
And I'm not saying that to disparage him.
No.
It's like, you're Ben Gordon. Shit.
Well, we said it was going to come down to
There's a reason he wins MVP of this tournament.
plenty of refs get screened off.
Why weren't those
at that
Andre
move.
Emmett Texas Tech teams better?
Because Bob Knight was an old codger.
Yeah.
But Ben Gordon with that elevation rises above.
That's gorgeous.
Rises to the occasion.
Gordon with 21 points tonight. He has just tied Allen Iverson's Big East tournament record for most points in 1 year with 79. Don't forget, more great.
Does that record
Hearing
still
both
stand?
bands playing songs is very.
Weird.
It's weird. It's upsetting my ears.
I love that interlocking UC logo. That's one of my all-time faves. I wish they would take that one out of the vault and let me buy some merchandise with that logo on it.
Here at Madison Square Garden, 24.9 seconds to go.
I had that as like a decal for my car for years.
Gordon just hit one of the biggest shots of his career. UConn by 1. Pittsburgh ball. What are they going to do? What's the strategy here for the Panthers to try to win?
I bet Pitt's gonna fuck up in a really hilarious way. If I know my Pitt history.
Your Pitt story?
Remember when they lost an NCAA tournament game as a 1 seed when they fouled someone 90 feet from the basket? That fucking kicked ass.
That was great.
And then we beat that team by 12 in the national championship game.
Misha, I think you're saying that UConn is better than Pitt?
I would say the evidence suggests. I will watch the shit out of it, like forever.
You should do
All right,
that
here we go.
and talk about why it was actually good.
Yeah, baby.
Don't drive on Josh Boone, you idiot.
You fucking idiot.
You fool.
Nice shot, idiot. Love it. Throw the ball into the crowd. There's like 2 seconds left. Oh, who's on the scores table?
Oh, shit.
Get down, he says. Get down.
See, this is why it's an hour and 38 minutes. They're going to spend 12 minutes looking at the monitor here.
Man, look at that
That's a wide
posture.
Yeah, that was a wide
really
stance
nice.
there. What was going on there?
Assume the position.
What an awful shot.
Yeah.
You can see Bob Donato signaling for the foul.
Wait, there was 4 seconds left. Why are you rushing an 18-footer?
You have to remember the
When you're
players on Pitt are
6'10".
stupid.
That's a good point.
Why does he need to hear it? I guess you got to hear when the whistle blows. Actually, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
0.7, I would say.
Guess him 0.8.
Remember, he's listening for the call.
Connecticut thought the game was over.
Is he listening to us?
Huskies had won.
That's exactly right.
Put those
refs.
headphones on and it's us talking.
Touchdown for the most of any school in the
Refs, hello from the future.
Jim Burr has come
It
over
got
to the
really big.
announcer's table to say, I'm Russ.
It will certainly put some time back on the clock.
Jim Burr,
Just a heads up,
RIP.
it gets really bad in like 2020, so
Who
like
is
careful.
that child in a suit?
One more look.
That was George Blaney.
I was right about it taking 12 minutes.
No, but really, who was that?
Half a second remains.
I don't know.
It's victory or death.
So the officials are going to decide how much time was left when Bob Donato
Basketball, 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 basketball.
will be 1-1 for Gordon. And 0.5 of a second has been put back.
I'm gonna start singing some Taking Back Sunday if we are gonna
Hell
turn this
yeah.
into a song podcast.
We somehow have 16 more minutes.
Impossible.
We gotta fill that somehow. 0.5 seconds.
I wouldn't leave anything to chance by making both.
A 79
Low key, want to say as Ben knocks these free throws down, the alma mater is it slaps,
Oh, yeah, it does.
and I
That's
would say is equal to the fight song. I would say,
for Ben Gordon.
Now all you got to do
and doesn't get enough credit.
is the rim, force people to go
We learned it. Everybody Everybody in the marching band has to learn it at the beginning of the year. That's like one of the first things we do.
Yeah. You needed a 3, asshole.
Yeah, great decision.
I
I love that.
love
Give me the ball.
I
No,
love that
fuck you.
play because the
Look at Tools. Yeah.
the announcers freak the fuck out over a shot that cannot possibly tie the game, and it rules.
All right, after seeing that little exchange again, I'm 100% with you on Tools in the fight. When you won't give the MVP the ball at the end of the game, yeah, I want you on my side. Look at Ed.
Basketball.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, excellent pass to someone a foot inside the arc. You're not leaving that to chance.
UConn 61, Pittsburgh 58 in an unbelievably exciting game and a great atmosphere all night long here at Madison Square Garden. Congratulations.
If I were Pittsburgh, I simply would not have blown a 12-point lead in the last 6 minutes of the game.
It was a choice.
But what an effort by both teams tonight. Okafor playing hurt. Villanueva not playing at all, and Ben Gordon, I think.
I'm morbidly curious to see what the last 13 minutes of this look like.
Oh, absolutely. There's no one else who carried their team for this long.
It's just the Omari Dex.
But Ben Gordon.
Basketball.
It's big.
Basketball.
Dance your shit, Talik.
Go
off, King.
Basketball.
Williams have gone head-to-head the last 3 years. Describe what it took for your team to win this game tonight.
Courage. I mean, once we lost the Mecca,
Courage.
got down 10
Courage.
We lost the Mecker.
Someone questioned, is this team getting tougher? I guess we've answered those questions. We've had a great Big East tournament, and hopefully it's going to bode well for next week. But I couldn't be more proud of Dogs.
Yeah, well.
Great game. Pittsburgh is a great team, and just really came down to
Tied for the most Big East championships with John Thompson. If he wins another one after this one, and especially if he does like some kind of crazy 4 games in 4 days even, or even 5 games, is that possible?
No.
I would say he would
seem
be the best
possible.
coach in Big East history. It doesn't. But like, what if the Big East were to add 6 random teams next year?
I mean, that would be
Yeah,
wild.
Mecca.
Healthy enough to celebrate the 6th Big East championship for Jim Calhoun and the UConn Huskies. This has been a
Look at Okafor
presentation
fouling the shit out of these guys.
That's me in the yellow.
Log on to ESPN.com. A thriller here in New York as Connecticut beats Pittsburgh.
Gordon's giving an interview like, I took the shot, and I made the shot.
I'm Dan Shulman. We hope you enjoyed a great few days of basketball here with the Big
Oh.
East. Now back to the studio.
Emotion.
And Digger, guys. Who's named the most outstanding player of the Big East championship.
Love it.
George Blaney. Remember ESPN News? Wow.
Near the end of the game.
Yo, God bless whoever had this VHS.
Yeah. By ESPN News, you mean the network that airs all of UConn's AAC games?
That also has the Nesson bug on it now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Really elevated his stature as a player and among players in America, but more importantly, he doesn't.
What a novelty it was to have stats and scores on the bottom line at all times.
Who could ever imagine?
And the time in mountain time.
For a quick chat with our Doris Burke.
Ben, an incredible
Let's listen.
championship for your team, a very tough Pittsburgh team. Talk about what it was like playing out on that floor tonight.
It was like a war, man. Every time we play Pittsburgh, it's going to come down to the last couple seconds, and that's how it was today. They're a real good team, and, it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Tonight, you set a record for Big East points in a championship. Tell me how your thought process has changed. You had to do it without a Mecca over the course of those first 2 days.
My big man was out, so I knew it was time for me to step up. I was playing up and down all season. And, I just
7 of 22.
Perfect time for me to,
It was time for him to step up.
Congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Thanks.
Well, Bill, Pittsburgh had a lead on Connecticut.
I love
for
Ben
most
Gordon.
of the second half, and then Okafor fouled out. How did this
Love you, Ben.
Come on the pod, Ben.
I really hope he does someday. I talked to him at one of the alumni games once. He's a really just fun person to talk to.
Talik was a really fun person to talk to,
Yeah,
too.
Talik's rad as hell.
I remember I had Gordon's AIM screen name, and I messaged him after they won the title. And he was very nice. And, you know.
What did you say?
Oh, I said, nice job. Thank you so much. You guys rule. He's like, thanks, man. And that was it. I didn't, you know.
Now,
I did not
AIM is
belabor the
dead,
point.
so AIM is dead now, so can you reveal what his screen name was?
I don't remember.
Ah.
I would have to check my old buddy list.
R.I.P. AIM.
Love you, AIM.
Pittsburgh with that cohesiveness and strong defense. Those are the things that help you win 6 games in a row.
A great week of basketball here in New York, Bill. Back to you.
Guys, we talked about Okafor and the fact that he fouled out, coming back from the bad back.
Hey, it's MSG Network's Bill Pito.
It's pronounced pedo.
Scored enough points, made some big plays during the time he was in there. He didn't look 100%. A couple of times he was beaten back on defense. But at the bottom line of all of this, he was
Texas women's basketball was number 2 in 2004.
Louisiana Tech was 6.
Wonder who number 1 was.
Was it UConn? UConn was a 2 seed this year, wasn't it?
Nice to see you.
What the fuck is that?
Now we're back on the UPN.
Oh.
Where was WCTX?
Hey, let's watch the highlights of the game we just did. Why not, folks? Hang in.
That's,
Strap in for another 8 minutes.
New Haven.
That's the CW now, right?
Yeah.
NBA 3, and after this tournament, that's what he'll be playing next year. His hot shooting continued tonight. Initially, it looked like 2 games off would help Okafor. He scored 4 of UConn's first 13 points, and they were rolling 13-2 just 5 minutes in. But a 19-2 run by Pitt changed the complexion of the game. Carl Krauser, he's pretty good. Panthers
Still don't like it.
21-15. Then it's Krauser pushing the break, and he's the league's most improved player.
Who knew a replay of the shittiest parts of this game would still suck?
Oh, yeah, shocking.
I love that we get a shittier version of the score bug laid over ESPN's score bug.
At least it says
Good for all, I
basketball and
guess.
not Basque.
This was the era where TV networks wanted you to know all of the scores.
I respect it.
If they don't give me the
It's
SWAC
just-
semifinal scores, I will fucking flip.
I have such nostalgia for that, like that feeling of, I don't know, maybe just because like I remember like watching this with my parents.
UConn up 57-56, their first lead since early in the game. Pitt had a response though. His name was Mark McCarroll. Panthers.
That Rashad three's got to be one of the top like 2 or 3 offensive rebound 3-pointers that I can think of. And the other one I'm thinking of is Jeremy Lamb against San Diego State.
And the other one is Ray Allen in Game 6.
Obviously not a 3, but you got Hamilton against Washington and you got Baz against Florida.
Yeah. But I mean like an offensive rebound and then a kick out for a 3.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other like
More
major
highlights?
ones.
Oh, nice.
This
Yeah.
fucking rules.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So this one's focusing on the good part of the game.
I
When
like
we-
that better. Yeah, or not.
I hated Chris Taft.
I still do. I'm not even going to
So
wish
good.
him R.I.P. R.I. not P, frankly.
Rest in war.
Rest in peace.
God bless anyone who's still listening to this.
And we're in an hour and
Why?
33 minutes.
None of us.
Why? Oh, God.
Hey,
The only person listening to this is Alex because he's into hour 2 of his 7-hour workout. Shout out, Alex.
So I'm at the point in quarantine where my brain is made out of soup, so, you know, we're just doing the best we can here.
Alex tried to turn it off, but he ripped his remote in half 45 minutes ago.
He actually just threw the television into the backyard. It's fine now.
This
I like
is the
how they're
score bug.
arguing about the guy's like, no, it wouldn't have counted.
You would have lost no matter what you did there because you're bad at basketball.
points. That's a new record. That's an average of 27 a game.
So we got 4 minutes left. Do we want to talk about the emo bracket?
We should probably talk about Tyrese Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Save an Easter egg for the people who actually check it out.
am declaring this right now. I think he's going to be eligible to play next year. That's my prediction.
Ooh, okay.
Bold.
I am bold. I'm known for my boldness.
I think he seems like he's a good fit. He seems like a good fit for the for Hurley's system.
Now we just get Johnson, and then we are a Final Four team.
Cool. Sounds great.
Big guard who can rebound or guard 3 positions. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sounds good to me. Give us a few more dunks. There's gonna be a lot of dunks next year. I feel many dunks.
I feel like most of our best teams were prolific dunkers.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched that game where Donnie Marshall had like 5 dunks. That was good. I enjoyed that. Many dunks.
I support it.
I'm really happy Russ chose a 2004 game because I was probably going to choose a 2004 game. So now I'm feeling liberated to choose something other than 2004. I have some options.
What are you thinking about? Do you have?
I got a short list. I don't want to tell you right now because
I think Nolly's going to go to Georgetown.
That's interesting.
He just added them to his list of teams he's considering.
His updated top 11.
Patrick Ewing hollered.
So let's see. We've got the 98 team, which is basically the 99 team. We got the 94 team, which was very good. We got the 04 team. We got the 09 team. So we got to hit some of the other big years in UConn history.
What are we talking about here?
The next game that Tyler's going to pick.
Oh.
Well, I think you all know I have a soft spot for 2014. So that's an option.
Sure.
And there's one specific older game I have in mind that might be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's like the 2 sort of like really good teams we haven't watched yet, which is, in my mind, 02 and 06.
Don't forget 96.
And 90.
Yeah, I don't go back to 90 because I don't remember that. I'm happy to watch them, but nothing jumps to mind because obviously
I think
was
my
not around
next
for that.
men's game pick will be the 90 Big East tournament. I think that's next for me.
I mean, just the crowd haircuts alone will make 90 worth it.
I checked the feed to make sure it was like actually viewable, and it was fine. It was on CBS, so.
Once again, I think it puts them in that category of the great players that we've had here before. And
I can't wait till we get to the point of this where we're not watching games anymore. We're just watching like highlight videos. We're going to be watching like Donovan Klingen's recruiting mixtapes.
Just watch some hype videos, narrate those.
Welcome to the Dimeback Retrocast. This is the Just One video. We're going to watch 6 minutes of 2004 highlights to a Hoobastank video.
We should watch the nice pick video.
On loop for an hour and 38 minutes.
All the expectations ended a couple weeks ago. It took that long, but they ended a couple weeks ago.
I love that they keep showing this last play.
It's such a, like, that play sticks in my mind as one of the dumbest plays of all time. Like, what are you thinking? Why are you even below the 3-point line?
I kind of wish it had gone in.
Yes, that would have been much funnier.
And then we would have realized he didn't know the score.
Right.
Like, in a way, it's a Roscoe Smith of its time.
40 points for Tracy
It's just a
McGrady.
totally illogical decision.
I think what's happened to us during the season is something that's going to hold them in great stead.
Sees one though, 37 from the truth.
Sometimes it's great to have your pitcher here and all the adulation being thrust upon
Remember
but with that,
Baron Davis?
20 points
Sure
is
do.
not enough.
Almost had a triple-double.
Pop
This
quiz.
video is going to end before we get to this arena tab on the scorecard. I'm sad about that.
Who
It's got to be arena football.
was Baron Davis's backcourt mate at UCLA?
I don't know. We got 10 seconds, so say the answer.
What's that?
Say the answer. You got 10 seconds.
Earl Watson.
There you go.
Remember Earl Watson?
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Dimeback
Good luck to
Retrocast.
start.
We'll do it again eventually.